understand it's another 2-2 draw, another bad performance, another bad result. Well, you might not think it's a bad performance.
That was bad. Yeah, you're right. It was. We're in the hard part of it. It's just finished, and it was tough. It's Boxing Day. We should all probably be home with our families, and we all decided to come and watch this. And it was a terrible result, terrible performance overall. I don't think the first goal should have been a goal. I don't think it's a free kick. I haven't seen any replays of it, but then they didn't show replays on the concourse at half time, and normally when they do that, it means it was a bit dodgy.
But even on that, okay, the fact is it was a free kick. It's the first couple of minutes of the game. We just switch off. Lukaku looked like he tried to head it, missed it. Rojo was on the floor. We're at 6s and 7s at the back after 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, well, Rojo was on his knees as well.
Yeah.
But does that mean that had Chris Smalling started, would he have just headed that away? Because he seems so good. I'm not the hugest fan of Chris Smalling, but Smalling seems to head everything away at the moment. So is that maybe part of an issue that we're missing our best defenders? Had Bailly and Jones been at the back, or Bailly and Smalling been there, would it have been better? Or are we suffering from bad luck with our players? Maybe somewhat. Rojo, he's been out injured as long as Zlatan has. Zlatan was
what do you make of Zlatan today? I mean, some people call him to be number 10. What do you make of him today?
He was nothing. He offered nothing to the game. He was really, really poor. His touches were bad. He was awful against Bristol City, and I don't think he did anything to actually earn a place in his team. Certainly as a starting berth today against a Burnley team that has caused a lot of teams a lot of trouble. They've got better results against our contenders for the top of the table than what we've got. Should we start with them? No. I mean, Lingard came on. He made a big difference.
You're from London, mate. I mean, look what he's done. Look what he's done when he's come on.
Lingard is superb for us. We spoke about Messi Lingard after the Arsenal match. He scored 2 goals again today. What he does so well is simplicity of the play. He receives the ball. He's always available to receive the ball from players, and then he passes it. He also moves really well. So even if he's available for the pass, he's dragging a player away. Players may look to pass him, but they might pass it somewhere else because he's created that space for someone else. Zlatan was a passenger today, and that was a big issue first half. What was also a big issue was where was Martial? Why wasn't Martial brought on instead of Mkhitaryan? Mkhitaryan has also been really poor. Apart from the first few games of the season, why was he brought on? I really don't get why he was brought on over him. I thought. For me, the first few touches Rashford had of the ball, and I'm not going to criticise the guy because the guy is a Manchester boy. We should support him, not criticise him. But his first few touches weren't very good.
He's short on confidence at the minute, but I mean, a lot of people have been getting onto his back. But like you say, he's a young player. It's his first little dip in form since he's been in our first team fold. But we've got to try and stick by him.
We're united, and we support our team. We don't criticise. I go on Twitter a lot, and I see so many people criticising him, criticising Lingard. That is something we should not be doing. These players will see that. Yeah, we support our boys. We get behind them no matter what the situation is. It's a rubbish result today, but we support them no matter what. We don't get on their backs because that doesn't help the situation. We're not Arsenal. We're not Arsenal Fan TV. We don't do that. We get behind what our players.
What's all that about?
Where do we go from here?
Go to the shit. No, please.
We were.
No, please.
Where do we go from here in terms of, it feels like we're playing for nothing obviously in the league. We've got to just try and obviously get top 4. We're in our top 4 scrap now, isn't it?
Well, we're looking for top 2. We want to finish seconds. We finished second, we're doing okay. Man City have got an impeccable performance all season this season. I've got 1 draw. Any other season would be contending for the title. So, it's not. We're against an invincible force so far this season. What we got to do is look at an FA Cup, look at progressing in Champions League, maybe a semi-final, but we've got to qualify for the Champions League this season, like we did last season, through the back door sort of. But let's go for second. Let's win the FA Cup, or contend for the FA Cup. Let's stop City winning everything. And City are the invincible force. I think every single one of us knows they are the best team this season. And I hate saying that as a United fan. I want us to be that team, but right now we're not. And even under Fergie, under Busby, under any other manager we've ever had, we've never been what City are doing right now. I don't think they'll finish unbeaten all season, but we just got to stay there or thereabouts. Tomorrow they'll beat Crystal Palace probably, As a result of that, we'll be 15 points behind them. But let's not finish 20, 25 points behind them at the end of the season.
On today's performance, any standout performance? I know there's only one person who's come off the bench there and put in a good shift.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse, fantastic player. Should have started. I think the only reason he didn't start was because of what Jose said about certain players didn't perform in the last match. I think he was trying to teach him a lesson. I think that lesson was probably at the wrong time. You know, he probably should have started Lingard, but then he worked his socks off midweek as well in the last game as well, a couple of days ago. So I can see why he didn't start him, but and I can see why he freshened the team up with Rashford over Martial, because it's either one or the other. But yeah, Jesse was probably the only good one. Based on the last match as well, something I haven't talked about is I think in the last match probably our best performer, or one of our best performers, was Lukaku. He gets no credit. He gets a lot of people slating Lukaku.
What do you make of him today?
He tried. I think the ball bounced off him a few times, and I think that's probably the way he is. I think that's probably what he is. But in the last game, I thought he was very, very good. His link-up play was very good, and he worked really hard. Today he worked hard, but the ball wasn't really put in the places where it should have been. Probably the only player who was delivering the right kind of ball to anyone was Ashley Young. We miss Valencia. We miss a whole load of players that we've got, but yeah, today we just got to put it down as a bad day, move on. Southampton are going to be low on confidence. They lost today heavily to Tottenham. Although saying that, Burnley in the last match lost heavily to Tottenham, but let's move on to the next match against Southampton and try and win and get ourselves back into whatever race we're in at the moment.
Thanks for talking to us, Mum.
Thanks,
Cheers.
buddy.
Safe trip home. Thank you, man.
All the best.
All right.